Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180!
Bend it.
65, 65.
SOS.
21, 21.
58.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. I'm not sure exactly what they had planned for play number 1 from scrimmage, but I can guarantee it wasn't that interception.
No doubt about that one, because in their daydream, this was going to be a dream play to get things started. Instead, it turned into a nightmare for them.
After the turnover, here's Murray, letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Murray with a 3rd and long. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. Gonzalez's kick is good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Not the way they wanted to begin things. You had the interception on the first play of the game. The good news, it only led to 3 points.
And remember our conversation with him prior to the ball game? He said they had something special designed for the first play. It didn't hit. Let's see if he can rebound from it and not let it get him down.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's pick it up. It's our time. Get off the field.
Now Saquon Barkley. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
58, boy, 58. Zoom. Exit. 58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And it's complete. Henry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Hey, Charlie.
Garoppolo on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. We'll get this out to Barkley, incomplete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up second down.
Here we go. Like 20.
Watch the pass.
65, 65. 2.
To throw is Garoppolo. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference.
Here we go.
Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
11. 6. 8. Orbit.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Hunter Henry, his second touchdown on the season. And the Packers have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Back to the air on second down, it's Murray. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. 18 on that one, and the Cardinals have a first down. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On the toss, it's Gurley. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Murray, that's going to be caught by Kirk. A huge play there for Arizona. 45 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole, because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now a throw left sideline here is complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a first and 10.
12, fellas, here we go.
58, boys.
Hey, exit.
Let's get the ball.
21.
58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike.
Stop your whining.
And 58 is the Mike. Go 58 to the Mike. Watch the run, watch the run. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
21. Here we go.
Here's Garoppolo on first and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. He's trying to parlay that great performance last week, NFC Offensive Player of the Week in Week 2, into a great performance in Week 3.
And the way he was able to do it last week, he started off doing it again this week. Energy, the way he comes off the line of scrimmage, attacks the defense, sets them back on their heels, and he finds openings as a result. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
I'm coming after you.
21.
To throw again on second down. Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Here we go.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Here we go. 180.
Here we go.
6. Clock.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and goal to go.
11.
58's the Mike. Rabbit. 58's the Mike.
Garoppolo now on 3rd and goal. He completes it to Henry. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. The offense is going to stay out there. We'll see what the play call is. They need to find the right one here on fourth and goal. Garoppolo going to go on fourth down. And that is going to be incomplete. They're turned away on fourth and goal. And this Cardinal defense comes up with a goal line stand. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Open man is Kirk, complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. It'll be an Arizona first down on a gain of 17. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate as he sets to throw it. He's got his man. That's Josh Gordon. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Murray. And that one's complete to Gurley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 32-yard line. Murray now 5 for 5 on the drive. He's responded after the interception. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Murray. Dumps it off to Gurley. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
Murray now on first down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late second quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, bad spot for you, but the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is ball security number 1. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. They're going to get the ball back in good field position with a chance to put points on the board. You got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
21. Hey, team 6. Team 6. You think you're going to get this? You think you're going to get this?
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
That's complete to the former Aggie, Jay Sternberger. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Here we go. 180.
Watch the run, watch the run.
13, 13.
58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic.
Hey, alert, alert, alert.
Check three, check three. Check, 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 check.
Set hunt.
On first down, Garoppolo. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Here we go, here we go.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
12.
Check four, check four.
Set hunt.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. Making the catch is Sternberger. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one.
Here we go, here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
21, 21.
58, right over there.
Set hunt.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo. He's going to rifle one deep left side. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back seven, phenomenal.
After the turnover, here's Murray. And a quick throw here, that's complete. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Murray now, 12 of 16 thus far. It's first and 10. First down, Murray. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
Here we go. 80. 6, 11, 11, 11, 11. 65, 65. Chopper, chopper. Man.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
It's now second and 10.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk? And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Zadarius Smith charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now they'll toss to Gurley left. Fights off the defender. He's got it up to the 15. Showed off some fancy footwork there on the play. It's a gain of 7 on the carry, but they'll need to double that here. It's 3rd and 14. Covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here's Austin. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Nearly a huge return. As it is, still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. He was locked in last week, NFC Offensive Player of the Week in Week 2.
Clear some space in the trophy room. He won it last week. He's thinking he's going to get a few more before this season is over, maybe even starting with this game.
21.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And all the way down to the 5. That one 28 yards on the ground.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Here we go.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. They'll run it with Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal.
Let's go, let's bring it.
11.
Joker.
Hey, Echo.
Here's Barkley. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken it. As they'll start at the 21-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Play action. Now it's Murray. They'll roll him out right. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for, and now it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Murray. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Give him 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22. Murray now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. It'll be an Arizona first down on a gain of 17. Murray now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now Gurley. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead down to 3 at 13-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed.
Super toe.
Back. Check your hot read.
Flag!
58, right over there.
Again, it's Barkley. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald with a sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Let's go.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Back now at Lambeau. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
You have to give big-time credit to the cornerback on that play. Most of them like to just sit back and say, I'm playing pass. But he diagnosed that play so fast and got into the backfield for a loss of yardage. That's a monster play by a corner.
Dropped at the 35, but he was able to display the agility there. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5. The Cardinals on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 12-yard line.
First down.
Murray now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. From the pistol, it's Gurley. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Right there, 56. Time to go, night.
Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, it looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Throwing is Murray on third down. Flushed out right. And this is going to be incomplete. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here we go.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
Go ahead.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close,
the Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Aaron Donald, his second sack of the night. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to have to put a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. He wants it all for the end zone. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. In for the score. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. And Charles, the defender, was there. He just didn't get it.
Sometimes these plays turn into basketball in a sense. With two guys going up for the football, which guy's going to box the other away from it and grab it?
Yeah, I know you hear it a lot, but it's just the will to get it, right?
Oh, without a doubt. The will as well as some really nice touch on the ball that was thrown.
And some talent, too.
We play to win. Let's go.
Here we go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Five.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Well, 58 is the mic. Here we go, dude.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Willie Henry muscled his way in for the sack. To try again after the sack. Garoppolo, complete. Hunter Henry with the ground. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. He's back to throw. That is caught at the 7. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Back to throw. Touchdown, Packers. Hunter Henry, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. As they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Gurley. Gurley's got the first down and then some. And some space here. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. A big run there by Gurley. 44 yards on the ground. Charles, just a gigantic play right there.
Absolute breakdown defensively, but take no credit away. A huge gain, and that turns things around.
Gurley again here on 1st down. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go, defenses. Get on the field.
They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. To throw, Murray. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does...
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Here we go.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? One final try now for Garoppolo. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Cardinals, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.